Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dunker Field. It's IHSAA baseball tonight. The Noblesville Millers entertain the Brownsburg Bulldogs. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we're just about ready to go with the first pitch here.
Brad, last Thursday the Millers played Brownsburg and came out victorious 12-3. Joe Glander's on the mound. He's pitched 36 innings, given up 20 hits and 19 runs, and struck out 47.
First pitch, hot shot right to the shortstop. Reynolds grabs it. A little bit late getting over there. That was hit kind of deep to short, Perry, so I think we're going to give them a, they're going to calling that a hit, base hit. So Kenyon Kuntz, the first batter for the Bulldogs, takes the first pitch. Actually drove it a lot closer to second than he did to short. And,
absolutely.
And Reynolds had quite a ways to go to get over there to get it. That'll bring up Colin McNear.
McNear batting .392. He's had 51 at-bats and 20 hits.
First pitch.
Stole a base.
Yep, Dixon took the ball, and boy, Kuntz, he just took off on that pitch, and he stole that one on Joe Glander. Millers come into this game at 15-8 on the season.
Kuntz has got 16 stolen bases, 17 now on the season.
Let's see if he goes with that right-handed batter in the box there. That's going to go into the gap. They're waving him home. 3 pitches and it's already 1-0. So 2 hits in a row for the Bulldogs and 1 run. A little bit of a rocky start here for Joe Glander, Perry.
Yeah, and he's got a 1.56 ERA, so.
That'll bring up the catcher, Jackson Wagner.
Wagner hitting .464. He's got 26 hits. He's leading the team on hits. 7 doubles, 1 home run.
McNear with only 1 stolen base on the season, so really wouldn't expect to see him run here, but you never can tell. That one's inside, makes it 2-0. So the Bulldogs come out here in the first 3 pitches and put a run on the board.
And 2 hits.
Yeah. There's a hot.
Nice
play.
Be a double play.
Wow.
Good plays down there by Corbett.
Yeah, Trevor Corbett dove for that one. I think he got a face full of dirt too, but he was alert enough that he just
reached over there. He didn't have to move.
Yeah. Him being a righty, he just grabbed that ball and slapped it right down there to.
It also helps when a first baseman played shortstop, third, and second.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a pitcher. Ball a little inside.
That's an interesting score on there. 2 batters in a row, 3 unassisted on 1 ball.
Jarvis, the hitter, he's batting .321. He's a DH. He has 17 hits on the season and 53 at-bats.
So the Bulldogs came out here like a house on fire. And
the Bulldogs come in here 13-6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that double play really changed the complexion of the way this first inning started. The 1-1. One's a little bit inside. Makes it a 2-1 count. Beautiful afternoon here in Noblesville this afternoon. 74 degrees. Light wind straight out of the east at about 9 miles an hour. Check this humidity out, 45%. Swing and a miss, he makes it 2-2.
A good nice pitch by Glander there.
Yeah.
Two on Jarvis.
Did he go? They said he went.
And he was tagged out by.
Tagged out by Garrett Dixon. So in the top of the first, 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left on the bases. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Now the first for Brownsburg, 1 run, 2 hits. No runners left on base.
Oh, we got it now. We got it. We back here.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. What looked like it could have been a big inning for the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Perry ends up with just 1 run.
Great play down there by Trevor Corbett, the
play.
senior.
Yeah.
On the mound, Murphy, Brad, he comes in here 1.19 ERA. He's made 4 appearances this season.
You know, this game is
He's
pretty.
pitched 17.2 innings, given up 8 hits, 27 strikeouts. He's faced 57 batters. He's a junior.
This game, even though it was delayed here a few days, this is an important game for both these teams. The Millers, in order to have any kind of a chance of possibly tying the Fishers Tigers or winning the conference, they've got to win this game today. They lose one more game and the conference will go to the Fishers Tigers. The Millers and Zionsville essentially tied, with the Millers waiting to make up this game. Zionsville 9-3 in second place. The Millers 8-3 in third place. So we'll have to see if the Millers come out here aggressive like the Bulldogs did, Perry. Trevor Corbett, who made that great play in the first inning.
He was 2 for 4 on Thursday night against Brownsburg. He's batting .397, Brad, on the season. 58 at bats, 23 hits.
Is he still the leading batter on the team, Perry?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about Trevor, I looked it up today, for his career, all 4 years, he's batting .352.
Wow.
And he's always, in all 4 years, he's been the leadoff hitter for the Millers. So he's had a tremendous career here.
Quite a ball player. 2-1. That one's right up the middle. Nobody's going to get to that. And Trevor Corbett is going to start the bottom of the first for the Millers with a base hit. That'll bring up Aiden Reynolds.
Reynolds got kind of a slow start at the beginning because he had some injuries, but Brad, right now, he's hitting .310 with 58 at bats, 18 hits, 7 doubles and 3 home runs. He got 2 home runs the other night.
Wow.
At Brownsburg. Trevor Corbett's getting a good lead over there for the Millers.
Murphy, being a left-handed pitcher, watching him very carefully. Still head going back and forth. That one gets away, but
nice stop.
Yeah, good stop there by the catcher Wagner. As a team, the Millers are batting .247 compared to the Bulldogs, who are batting .290. So it's a 1-0 count on Aiden Reynolds. That one's fouled back.
1-1 on the count on Reynolds.
He just barely got a piece of that and just rolled right into the batter's box. Trevor Corbett is at first. You know, with a left-handed pitcher in there, he's getting a big lead.
Yeah, he is.
Corbett's only got 2 stolen bases this season. That one's a little outside, makes it 2-1.
Corbett, Reynolds was 2 for 4 the other night, had 5 RBIs because he hit 2 home runs.
Murphy slow to bring that thing in, but this time Corbett takes off, and he managed that. If that ball hadn't bounced in, I don't think he would have got in there. The ball bounced in.
Because he hesitated about halfway and
yeah,
looked.
he did. He didn't initially take off with the pitch. But it's now 3-1 on Reynolds, with Corbett in scoring position at second. Shortstop Greathouse is right behind him, moves back to the normal second base position, or shortstop. That one's going to go in there.
Another base hit.
I think they're going to hold Corbett at third. That wasn't hit very deeply.
No.
In the center fielder, Drew Bostic, he was right there to grab onto that.
Well, both the top and the bottom started off the same way, two base hits.
That'll bring up center fielder Cole Schott.
Center fielder, number 17, Cole Schott.
Schott's batting .268. He has 19 hits, 71 at bats. He has 2 home runs and 2 doubles and 1 triple.
Aiden Reynolds with only 2 stolen bases.
He'll probably get one here, though.
Getting a big lead over there at first. With that left-handed pitcher up there over to first. Reynolds back in plenty of time, didn't have to slide in. Just kind of walked back in on that one. Pitch to Schott. He hits a ball into the gap there. It looks like the center fielder Bostic is going to be there. He's got it. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to be offline. And the Millers have tied it up on the sacrifice fly. Trevor Corbett scores the first run. And that ball left the bat. I thought it should be a sacrifice fly. It was hit fairly well. But the wind is blowing slightly out of the east, so it might hold it up just a little bit. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the right fielder, Jalen Stidham.
He's batting .227 on the season. He's had 22 at bats and 5 hits. He's a sophomore.
Reynolds still getting that good lead. Throw over to first. Murphy tossing it over to Daniel Phillips. From the stretch. Ooh, boy, that hit him? It did.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that hit him. So there's one down. Millers have got runners on first and second. That'll bring up designated hitter Luke Hagelskamp.
Hazelskamp's batting .271, 48 at bats, 13 hits, 11 RBIs, and 6 doubles.
He's batting in place of the catcher, Garrett Dixon, today. Murphy in a little bit of a jam here. Gets the call on the low outside fastball. Aiden Reynolds on deck. I like that Aiden Ramsey. Too many Aidens here. Reynolds is on base.
Another base hit.
Let's see if they're going to send him. They're sending him
because I think he did. He
he bobbled it a little bit out there at in left field. Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
So Reynolds scores a run. The Millers are up 2-1 here.
Still have runners at first and second. Third hit of the inning, second run of the inning. In the number 6 slot, left fielder Aiden Ramsey steps in.
Number 27, left fielder Aiden Ramsey.
Aiden Ramsey had a big night against him. He was 3 for 4 with 1 home run.
Only 1 out.
3 RBIs. Nice pitch.
Takes the off speed. I was lucky if that was over 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That just kind of floated in there.
And I think it caught him by surprise, too.
No doubt. The 0-1 from Murphy. Foul ball. He's in the hole at 0-2. Murphy looking around.
Oh.
One just gets fouled off.
Yeah.
That's one of those balls, Perry, that was probably a little bit difficult to take. That was, depending on the umpire's strike zone, that could have been a called third strike. Looked like it was over the outside corner of the plate, but maybe just a tad high. Still 0-2. Pitch from Murphy. Another foul ball. You've been stuck at 0-2 here for a little while.
But the Millers got has won 11 games in a row. Is that right, Brad?
10.
10.
10. They're going for 11.
They're going for 11.
They've been on a hot streak.
Yeah,
Scored a lot of runs against some good teams, too. Another 0-2 pitch. That one is definitely high and outside. Ball one. 1-2 now. Aiden Ramsey at the plate. Stidham at second. Hagelskamp at first. The 1-2 pitch.
Oh,
that's going to get through there. They're waving Stidham home. The ball gets bobbled or by the right fielder, Braden Thompson. So the Millers score their third run on their fourth hit of the inning. Jalen Stidham scores. Hagelskamp moves from first to third. And Ramsey on that 1-2 pitch hits a solid line drive just to the right of second base to bring that run in. And the pitching coach for Brownsburg comes out and they want to talk. The only out so far on the Millers was on the sacrifice fly the Cole shot hit to score the first run of the game for the Millers. A lot of great baseball coming up this week, Perry. Yeah, Millers will be playing Zionsville twice this week. That'll end the HCC regular season. And then next week on the 28th, they'll play Zionsville again. This time it'll be over to a neutral stadium over there at Hartman Field at Carmel.
In the sectional.
In the sectional, yes. Runners on first and third. Hagelskamp on third. Aiden Ramsey on first. 4 hits so far in this inning. Takes a high one for a strike.
Mark.
3 runs, 4 hits to even it up at 1-1.
That's certainly a slow pitch.
Yeah, that breaking ball. It's one of the slowest I've seen this season.
Ramsey's got a good lead over there, too.
Mm-hmm. Murphy looking over at first. Comes home. Gets March to take a big swing and a miss. Wouldn't call that a fastball. There was some kind of a off speed. Maybe it was a slider there, but a little bit high. 1-2. Chris Martz at the plate. That one's inside, evens it up at 2-2.
We got one out here. Scored 3-1 in favor of the Millers. We're in the bottom of the first inning.
A lot of action here in the first so far.
Yeah.
The 2-2. That one's bounced to third. They're going to go for the sure out at first. That one wasn't really hit hard enough to try for the double play, Perry. And you got to give Colin McNear credit on that. He knew that he probably was not going to get Aiden Ramsey there at second, so he went for the sure out.
But the Millers did get a run.
Yes, they did. Another run.
Number 4, Joe Glander.
Glander, the pitcher for the Millers.
2 down.
Joe batting .234. 47 at-bats and 11 hits. Ooh, a little outside.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That was Bob Euchre outside.
Yeah. Just a little outside.
You got that down right, man.
Yeah, it sounded pretty good, didn't it?
1-0 on Glander. Another Glander in the on-deck circle. That one goes foul off to the right. Evens it up at 1-1. Lander got a break there in that first inning defensively when Corbett made an unassisted double play. That one's hit out, but is it going to stay in? Nope, no play. About 10 feet beyond the fence. I think these are some of the best weather conditions we've had all season today.
I couldn't get much worse on some of the games we had.
Wow. This has been a rough season.
Yeah. Ooh,
well hit ball to left field. Will that get out of here?
Nope.
Just in front of the track.
But the Millers score again.
One more on the board for the Millers. Another hit. That's 5 hits and 5 runs here in the bottom of the first is Joe Glander. He didn't miss a home run by a whole lot there, Perry, but he got the bat on that ball.
Pinch runner Gaskell's coming in, or the courtesy runner. Zach Glander, the batter, he's hitting 167 with 18 at bats and 3 hits. But Brad, he scored at 12 runs. He's part of this streak the Millers had because he's really bolstered that second base and given the Millers the opportunity to move Corbett to first. So Zach Glander, for a freshman, had an outstanding season here. 0-2.
Yep, big swing and a miss.
Those are 2 of the best pitches we've seen Murphy throw, though.
Yeah. Well, the Millers really got a break on that double by Glander because with 2 outs, the batters were off with the pitch or with the crack of the bat. Otherwise, they probably only would have scored 1 run. But as it is, Glander gets a double and 2 RBIs. Zach is up there 1-2, now 2-2. So the Millers have batted around here in the bottom of the first. Put 5 runs, 5 hits so far on the board. 2-2 with 2 outs, 1 on.
Nice.
Strike 3 is called. 5-1 in favor of the Millers after 1. We'll be back after this.
We're back here at the dunk. I want to remind you just saw a little video on the bed race coming up here on the 30th, downtown Noblesville. And Hamilton County TV will be broadcasting that game live if you can't attend it. It's a great event, a lot of activity going on down there in downtown Noblesville. This past week we had a huge peony festival, and probably I would say people are saying 35,000 people in downtown Noblesville.
Wow.
It was jam-packed.
Let me ask you a question about that bed race, Perry. In watching all the activity out at the Speedway, do they do a tech inspection on the beds?
Yeah.
It's not really a laughing matter, but I find it kind of ironic.
I don't think Roger Penske's laughing today.
No, he would not be a happy camper, and rightfully so. We're moving into the top of the second for the Bulldogs. Ethan Cowgill, Ryan Murphy, and Daniel Phillips will be the first 3 to face Joe Glander.
Cowgill, a sophomore, he's batting .226, 53 at bats and 12 hits.
Inside for ball 1. Glander threw 11 pitches in that first inning. If this was the pros and Glander was pitching, he'd have to go out and buy a new car for Corbett for the play he made. That's a called strike, 2-1. 2-2.
Brad, it looks like Brownsburg has someone in the bullpen stretching. He's got a catcher down there with him, so.
Foul tip.
He caught it.
Yep. Nice catch there by Dixon. So Ethan Calgo goes down on strike swinging. 1 down in the top of the second. That'll bring up the pitcher, Ryan Murphy. This is kind of an oddity in this game today. Both pitchers batting today.
Yeah, Murphy's batting .273, 33 at bats and 9 hits.
Bulldogs with 1 run on 2 hits. Checked his swing but called strike.
Strike 2 there. 0-2.
The 0-2 bounced to short. Reynolds should have it. Digs it out of the glove. Got him.
Nice dig over there by Corbett.
Yeah. Reynolds was just a little slow getting out of his glove, Perry, but they managed to get the shotgun over there to Corbett to get the out.
The one thing about Reynolds, he's got a cannon of an arm.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Daniel Phillips.
Number 15, Daniel Phillips.
Phillips batting 152, 46 at bats, 7 hits.
2 down here in the top of the second. Miller's played a 4.5 inning game Saturday. Got a 10-run rule. Maybe they can do the same today. Bounces to Corbett. He'd been busy over there at first.
Yeah. Corbett said, I got this for you, Joe.
The Bulldogs will go down in order. We'll be back with the bottom of the second after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Southwest.
Well, we're back here to Dunk. Murphy back out on the mound, pitching for Brownsburg.
Bulldogs have some action in their bullpen. That's number 2, Vince Painter, out there loosening up. As Ryan Murphy goes back out for his second inning of work. Gave up 5 runs, 5 hits in the first inning.
Painter's made 3 appearances this season and has 1 save.
Greg Atkins told me there just a moment ago that Ryan Murphy, the pitcher for the Bulldogs, he's going to be playing next year at Creighton.
No, he's only a junior.
Well, Craig said he signed with Creighton.
He's a verbal commit.
Okay. Thank you.
First up for the Millers here in the bottom of the second inning.
We're back to the top of the order for the Millers here to start the second. Trevor Corbett, who started out this game for the Millers with a base hit, eventually scored their first run.
And has played a heck of a defensive game today.
Yeah, he's got three unassisted outs already. Little outside on Corbett.
And also a ball that Reynolds kind of threw in the dirt a little bit, and he made a tremendous play over there. 2-0.
Is a little bit outside.
Makes it 3-0.
Corbett one pitch away from being on both times he's batted.
That's
Takes
gonna
that one inside, yeah. I think the most effective pitch Murphy's had so far today has been that off speed.
Yeah. Ball four.
It was a fastball, it's a little low. So Trevor Corbett is back on the bases once again.
That brings up Aiden Reynolds, who got a base hit.
Junior, the shortstop, Aiden Reynolds.
He's a junior.
Yep. Corbett stole first in his in the first inning. Got the third on Reynolds' hit.
First pitch for a strike. That was a pretty good pitch there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand why Reynolds didn't swing at it, but it was inside and about the knees.
That one's a little too far inside and low. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Trevor Corbett on first, getting not quite as big of a lead as he got there in the first inning, but still getting a good sizable lead.
Ooh, that's a nice pitch.
Mm-hmm. 1-2 now on Aiden Reynolds. Big first inning for the Millers with 5 runs and 5 hits. Reynolds gets his lead over at first. That one's a little low and inside.
Brad, about all he's throwing right now are breaking pitches. He's trying to keep them guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice
That
pitch.
one just dropped. The bottom just dropped out of that
he
after it
took
went
that one
across
all
the
the way.
plate. Yeah. That is the second strikeout of the game for Ryan Murphy. One down, that'll bring up Cole Schott.
Now, number
Hit a
17,
sacrifice
Cole
fly to
Schott.
center field. Scoring Trevor Corbett with the first run.
Which got him an RBI.
Yep. 0-1. Tried to paint that outside corner, just didn't quite get it in there close enough. Infielders playing at normal depth. Big swing and a miss, 1-2.
Murphy seems to be throwing much better this second inning.
Yeah, that initial walk to Corbett since then, he's
throwing the ball pretty well.
yes, he has.
Mixed up his pitches.
A 1-2 pitch, throw over to first. Last time Corbett was out there, Murphy threw over several times and Corbett never slid back in, always went in straight in.
2-2.
Couldn't get that on that fastball there.
Cole Schott's the batter. He's a center fielder.
One on, one out, 2-2 on the batter. He swung and missed. Will they get him? No. They're going to give him the stolen base. So Trevor Corbett gets his second stolen base of the game. Cole Schott goes down swinging officially for the second out. That'll bring up Jalen Stidham. He got hit by a pitch in the first inning, eventually scored the third of the Millers' 5 runs.
Now the right fielder, number 13, Jalen Stidham.
Stidham's playing in the field tonight in right field in place of Tanner Miller.
Takes that one low and inside, ball 1. Corbett getting a pretty good lead there at third.
At second.
I stand corrected.
I looked down there at third. I said, wait a minute.
I should have said he's getting a pretty good lead, leaning toward third.
Yeah.
Came out a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
Count is 1-1 on Stidham. That one fouls off to the right side. 1-2. Stidham got hit by a pitch his first time up. First pitch got him. Two down, one on. Stidham at the plate. Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
So
Good job by Murphy that inning.
Yeah, he had a much better inning there. Millers leave one. Still 5-1 in favor of the Millers. We'll be back. Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, the first inning was a big one. It looked like the Bulldogs were going to put a few runs up on the board, and then a double play by Trevor Corbett stifled that. But the Millers came up in the bottom and put 5 runs across on 5 hits. They lead this one 5-1 right now. Joe Glander getting his warm-up pitches in. We'll be back here Wednesday night. We're back, right?
Yes, Wednesday night.
The Zionsville Eagles come in here for the first of the Jim's saying maybe we're going to be here all week. Well, I couldn't think of any place better to be.
Bostic is the batter. He's batting .213. 47 at bats, 10 base hits.
Glander starts his third inning of work with a strike. The 0-1 on the way to Bostic. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Hot shot right at Zach Glander. Kind of helps his brother out a little there, doesn't he?
Yeah, little brother helped big brother out.
One down, that'll bring up the number 9 batter, the shortstop, Braden Greathouse.
You know, Brad, he's only a freshman, and he's batting .312.
Wow.
He got 16 at bats and 5 hits.
Sounds like he's got a pretty good future.
Yeah, he does.
Millers win this game tonight, and they are tied with the Eagles for second place in the conference. Both will be at 9-3. Evens it up at 1-1 on Braden Greathouse. Not very often you see a freshman playing shortstop.
No, that's what I was really thinking.
Yeah, it's a little outside, 2-1.
But actually, if you look back or remember back, Trevor Corbett played shortstop his freshman year.
Mm-hmm. The 2-1.
Nice pitch.
Just hit that inside corner. On the way from Glander. Swing and a miss.
Top of the order.
So Greathouse is the second out of the top of the third.
Kuntz hitting .411 on the season. Ooh, that can be a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I think that's a hit all the way.
Whenever, yeah. I would say so. Nope, they called it an air.
Did they? Wow. The way that thing bounced, I thought they'd.
Third baseman 17, Colin McNair.
That's a hard play to make
Yeah.
right there, buddy.
That's a tough call for the official scorekeeper, too.
Yeah. McNair, the third baseman, the batter.
Had a base hit his first time up.
I can remember, like, Kuntz is pretty fast. He went the first pitch the first time he got
Mm-hmm.
it.
Strike one.
Of course, they're also down 5-1, so that makes it a lot of difference.
May want to not take that big risk. Over to first. There he goes.
Good play.
So McNair goes down. Bulldogs leave one. 5-1 and 5-1 in favor of the Millers. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Got a new pitcher here for Brownsburg. Number 2, Painter. He's got an ERA of 4.38. He's made 3 appearances and has 1 save. He also it's pitched 8 innings so far this year. Has 7 strikeouts, but 7 walks also. Give it up 7 hits. So it's 7 across the board there. Hits, walks, and strikeouts, all 7.
Ryan Murphy looks like he's going to stay in the game out in right field. So Murphy will move to right field.
Painter's a junior. Brad, Millers are leading 5-1 here. Going in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, they did the double switch here with Murphy going into right field for Thompson.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning for Noblesville.
So Murphy officially goes to right field.
Luke Hagelskamp.
He threw 52 pitches, had 31 strikes, struck out 4, give up 5 hits.
Designated hitter Luke Hagelskamp steps in, takes the first one for a ball. Hagelskamp had one of the 5 hits in the first inning, also scored one of the 5 runs. That one's sky high. Looks like Cowgill's got a play on it. Is it ever going to come down? Yes,
Yeah.
it finally does.
Ramsey, the left fielder, is the next batter for the Millers, number 27.
He also reached on a base hit. Scored the 5th run of the inning.
Senior number 27, Aiden Ramsey.
Don't have a shadow problem here tonight. We've got clouds behind us to the west, so the sun is not wreaking havoc there on the fielders on the right side.
First pitch by Painter, ball there.
The 1-0.
Ooh.
That looked pretty good from here.
2-0. Must have been inside. Had to be. But the umpire's got a lot better view than you and I.
Yeah, we're off kind of on a little bit of an angle, too.
And up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's there.
That hits the strike zone, 2-1.
Yeah, that's the one thing, not being ground level, Brad, we can't see. You know, it's hard to tell where the ball is coming across the plate.
Evens it up at 2-2. Chris Martz on deck for the Millers. The 2-2. Well hit to center field.
I think he's got
Bostic just drifting back to his right. Ramsey got a lot of bat on that ball, but not quite enough.
Yeah, but it was caught, but Ramsey's made good contact in his first two at-bats.
I thought maybe that ball might fall in there because it was really hit more on a line than is a fly ball, but as it is, it's out number 2, and Chris Martz comes up to the plate. Oh, 0-1 on Martz. Grounded to the third baseman his first time up. Hot shot to short, right over the glove of Braden Greathouse. And Chris Martz has a 2-out hit. Hit number 6 on the evening. And that'll bring Joe Glander up to the plate.
Which he hit one in left field just short of the being out of here.
Yeah, had a double. Well hit ball.
Yeah, it was.
Martz at first, 2 down. Glander at the plate. Belt high inside. The 1-0 from Painter. Ooh, boy.
That was a little chin music.
Yeah,
there.
Sure was. He just got out of the
way. That may have been a little Bill.
He just barely got out of the way of that one. Wagner thought about throwing over to first. Martz dove back into the bag.
Brad, we'll be back here on Wednesday for Hoosier Crossroads Conference with a big
yeah, that's a huge game.
A big game against Zionsville. They walked him.
Glander walks on 4 pitches.
And here comes little brother, Zach Glander.
And for the Millers,
Gaskell gonna courtesy run for Adam Gaskell. For Glander.
And now for the Millers, second baseman, number 24, Zach Glander.
younger brother Zach Glander comes to the plate. Struck out looking his first time up. Takes one belt high there for strike 1.
Zach's definitely put some life in this Millers. I'm not saying he's the one that's turned it around, but he certainly, it was about the same time he started starting, and the Millers have taken off with 10 in a row.
He's done both a good job offensively and defensively.
Yes.
1-1 on Zach. That one's fouled off to the right side, 1-2.
2 outs here.
Painter gets the sign, 2 on. 1-2 the count. Steps
Balk,
off.
yeah.
That was a ball, yeah. So Zach Glander has got 2 runners in scoring position now. Zach Glander calls timeout.
Well, Zach's got men in scoring position here, so
1 and 2, 2 down, 2 on.
Oh,
Is that going to fall in there? Yes,
yes,
it does. That's going to score 2 runs unless there's a heck of a throw to the plate, and it's off to the left.
Nice base hit by Zach Glander there.
Yeah, he couldn't have placed that ball any better.
Absolutely.
Nice little Texas leaguer.
Yeah, on the right side of the field with men on second and third. Zach Glander, the freshman. Here comes the top of the order here. Trevor Corbett, the batter.
So that scores 2 more runs. Second hit of the inning also. Trevor Corbett steps up.
So they're keeping pace here, 7 hits and 7 runs.
Yeah, keep it even.
He's going.
Had a little trouble getting it out of his glove.
Yeah.
Made a nice throw. Nice throw by Wagner, but he just couldn't get the grip on that ball in his glove.
Wagner's pretty good behind the plate.
Yeah.
Here.
And Zach Glander has got a stolen base. Trevor Corbett took the call for a ball or 1 strike. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. Painter taking his time out there on the mound. Glander got a good lead at second. That's a little bit low, 2-1. 7-1 here in the bottom of the third.
Corbett's got a good eye at the plate, man.
That's fouled off to the left side. Not a whole lot of people here on a Monday night, but especially taking into consideration the fact that this game was supposed to be played last week.
Well, and also probably everybody's mowing their yard because it's
rains
supposed to
so
rain
much
tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. It's rained so much and more coming tomorrow.
Ooh,
Well
I think
hit
that's
ball
caught.
to left field, but Kuntz is there. He's got it. So the Millers add 2 more, 7-1 at the end of 3. We'll be back after this.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Welcome back to the dunk. Millers with a comfortable 7-1 lead in this game.
Brad, I know we still got conference games still left here, but this is the last week of the season.
Yep.
It's actually went pretty fast, to be quite honest, I think.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, we've had, but let's talk a little bit about the sectional next Wednesday. A big game at Carmel in the sectional, Southeastern versus Fishers, which you can throw out all the stats and all that because that's a big mudslide game.
That's due to start at 5:30 on the 28th.
And then at 8 o'clock, Noblesville plays Zionsville, and they're dead even here in the conference coming in this last week, playing each other. And then when we don't play again, the winners of those games plays at 5:30 on
the 30th.
The 30th, which is Friday.
And finally, Westfield and Carmel, who got the bye, they'll play in the second game on the 30th.
Yeah, up at 8 p.m.
And then the championship will come up on June 2nd. Jackson Wagner, the catcher, steps up in the top of the 4th. Takes the first one for ball 1. Big swing and a miss.
Brad, I think Glander's getting stronger and stronger as this game goes on. He's really throwing that ball well right now.
Another swing and a miss.
He's basically throwing straight fastballs. They just can't catch up with it.
Just a little outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The leadoff batter, Jackson Wagner, the catcher.
Foul ball down the first baseline.
Glander's only thrown 38 pitches so far.
Yeah, he's throwing well.
2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Next batter, Jarvis at the plate. He's a DH.
Struck out swinging in the first.
The DH 24, Ty Jarvis.
Ooh.
Fastball a little inside.
Strike one, 1 run, evens it up.
Lander with 4 strikeouts so far.
Two and one.
Boy, he's just missed with that pitch a couple times.
Yeah.
Hot shot. Corbett knocks it down. He's going to need a little help.
He did it. What a play. Corbett's made some good plays down there.
Excellent play by Joe Glander, too, Perry, because, boy, he took off for first as that ball was hit.
Brad, I don't know whether we said or not, but that championship game on Monday night, 6-2, is a 6 p.m. start.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs now.
Ethan Cowgill steps up to the plate. He struck out swinging in the second. Gets the call on that fastball. Yeah, this sectional coming up at Carmel this year, as again,
yeah, it's always
sectional 8 is always loaded. 5 of the 6 teams ranked in the top 20 in PBR.
We could almost make a recording of that every year.
And
play it.
Certainly can. Popped up. That's going to go out of play to the right. Glander would like to retire Cowgill here and pick up his second 3-up, 3-down inning. And he does it.
Got it.
Gets him swinging for the 3rd out. Still 7-1 in favor of the Millers. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
Made that
So
big
what are you
play.
saying?
That's the difference in this ball.
Logan Street signs and banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we've got one more broadcast to go here this year, and I just want to thank you for everything you do for this community and for Hamilton County Television. It's great to work with you, young man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. It's been a great year. We had a lot of conflicts early on because you had a game at Southeastern at the beginning of the season, but we've got on a roll here with, and you know, fortunately we got to do a lot of softball games this year too.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I think 2017 or 18, I think was a. Yeah, Jim and I made the trip down to Tennessee and really didn't know where. We knew we were going to Tennessee, but we did not know where we were going to play. I know that's hard for people to believe, but Justin Keever did an outstanding job getting us out of Clarksville, which is in West.
15, Aiden Reynolds.
So first pitch of the bottom of the fourth to Aiden Reynolds is fouled off to the left. Reynolds had a base hit in the first, scored the second run of the game, struck out looking in the second. There's a hot shot. Shortstop has to really go far. Will Reynolds beat it out?
Yeah. He
did beat it out because either way, first baseman Daniel Phillips dropped the ball.
That was a tough play for a shortstop, especially when you're a freshman.
Yep.
Because to make a play like that, Brad, you got to have a cannon of an arm. And normally as a freshman, you don't have it.
Yeah, and Greathouse was very, very deep there at short.
Yeah.
Cole Schott steps in, sacrifice fly, and a strikeout so far. Close, but not quite.
Close, but no cigars, right? Isn't that what they used to say?
Yep.
Can we say that now?
I don't see any reason why we can't. That one's a little bit inside. First pitch to Schott is ball one. Close again. Reynolds getting a pretty good lead over there.
Yeah, he does.
When Murphy was out there being a left-handed pitcher, they couldn't get quite as much of a lead, but there they go. That's hot. That could be a 5-4-3. Got him.
Got him. Nice play.
A very nice play. That was tailor-made as a double play. It was it was hit hard enough that McNear had time to get the ball to second, and with that ball, being hit that hard, that throw over to first got erased the base runners.
Next up, the right fielder, number 13, Jalen Stidham.
Nice 5-4-3 double play. Two down, Jalen Stidham steps up. Down with a little bit of a conference there. I bet they're talking about signs. Home plate umpire kind of looking down there at him.
Say, come on, guys.
I think he was just about ready to start walking that way, but Stidham turns around, steps into that right-handed batter's box. Two down, nobody on, bottom of the fourth. Stidham takes the first pitch, ball one. Luke Hagelskamp in the on-deck circle. There's a hot shot.
That's
Nobody's going to get to that. Stidham is going to be on with a base hit. Second hit of the inning. That'll bring Luke Hagelskamp to the plate. He had a base hit his first time. Scored in the first, flew out to the shortstop, or rather the second baseman, on that ball that looked like it was never going to come down from the sky. Over to first, back in time. Another throw to first. That one was a little closer.
Yeah, that was. That certainly was. Pitch for a strike here.
0-1 on Hagelskamp. Stidham getting a good lead over there. I think Phillips thought he might have had him there, the way he reacted to that. But again, another close one. Third time that Painter is thrown over to first. That one's fouled straight back over the press box. 0-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Millers with 7 runs, 9 hits. Bulldogs with 1 run, 2 hits. There he goes. That's going to be a little bit high. Did they get him in there in time or not?
Third strike.
Oh, it was the third strike. Okay. So we are through 4, still 7-1. We'll be back.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Well, Perry, there's a reason that people in Hamilton County call you the sports historian.
I don't know about that, but
If there's a fact that needs to be brought out, you found it, and you just found a good one, my friend.
yeah, you know, we continually talk about the freshman Zach Glander at second base for the Millers. And we've also talked a lot about the Millers having a 10-game winning streak. But I just looked it up a while ago. The first game of that 10-game winning streak was Zach Glander came in a ball game and played an excellent game at defense, if I can remember. And then he has started every game on this 10-game winning streak for the Millers. But it's also Coach Keever's great move that allowed the Millers to move Trevor Corbett to first base.
Yeah.
And you could see in tonight's game that's making a huge difference in this ball game.
It certainly has. Joe Glander back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He's given up 1 run on 2 hits through 4. Be facing the first starting pitcher, Ryan Murphy, who's now in right field.
Yeah, it was a good pitch.
Yeah, nice pitch.
You know, the one thing about it, Brad, we were talking early in that last inning there, and I said that, you know, Glander seems to get stronger, and then at the end of the inning you said, I think you're right. He's getting stronger
absolutely.
as he goes.
He's getting a lot of heat on that ball.
Yeah, he is.
That one was just a little bit outside. The 1-1 from Glander. Way outside that time. That one's fouled off to the right, makes it a 2-2 count. Third and first paying fairly deep. Short and second, both back on the grass. Outfield, giving Ryan Murphy a lot of respect. Ooh, boy.
You know, but, you know, it's just like we talked, you know, Murphy's a Creighton verbal commit, so, you know, you have to play him like that.
Oh, yeah. Gets a lot of respect.
Yeah. Because when he hits the ball, it's going to be hit hard.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, we walked him here.
I think that's the first walk of the game for Glander.
I think you're right.
Daniel Phillips, the first baseman, steps up to the plate.
He has 5 strikeouts so far tonight, too.
His second at bat, he hit the ball right back to Trevor Corbett his last time up.
Foul ball.
On the bunt.
He squared around on that bunt. It was Phillips.
So it's 0-1 on Daniel Phillips. Now 0-2. Probably take the bunt sign off now. Phillips had good contact on the ball.
Oh, they got him.
They're going to get him. They got him.
That's a good play right there. Two wily veterans led that off. Well, three. Glander, a senior. Trevor Corbett, a senior. And Reynolds is a 3-year starter. He's only a junior, but.
Well, Reynolds did a great job of running him down there.
And then the young freshman tagged him out.
Yep.
With Reynolds chasing after him. But.
Fly ball out to center field. Cole's shot moving over to his right. He's got it. Quickly we went from a man on and nobody out to 2 outs.
You know, Brad, the one thing I always think about like that rundown like that and double plays, unless you go to practice, you don't realize how many times they practice those plays over and over again.
I was going to say the same thing. That's one of those plays that it doesn't happen often, but you got to be prepared for it.
And I'm pretty sure that the Millers every practice do that play with the pitcher going to first to cover the bag to first baseman with the ball. Ooh, that goes.
2-0, the appeal. No go. So Drew Bostic, who lined right back a hard shot to Zach Glander in the third, is up there at 2-0. Joe Glander just threw his 59th pitch for a strike. Two down, nobody on, 2-1 on Drew Bostic. Hot shot, that's going to be fair. That's going to go almost all the way to the corner. Bostic
is going to
try to get to second, but the ball gets beyond Aiden Ramsey. And Bostic goes in standing up. Boy, there's where that pickoff is. That's a break for the Millers, a tough break for the Bulldogs. So that'll bring up Braden Greathouse. He struck out swinging in the third. Runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs. That's going to be out of play. Hit to the left side.
Yeah. It was a good idea.
0-1 on Greathouse. Bostic on second. Now 0-2 on the foul.
Glander's saying, I'm tired of messing around. We got to get out of this inning.
Well, he's already got 5 strikeouts so far in this game. The maximum number of batters he's faced in any inning so far is 4. That one's fouled straight back. Just got under that.
You know, Brad, he's been plagued by injuries all 4 years as a Miller. But I'll tell you what, this season he has done an excellent job on that mound.
It's been fun to watch him.
Yeah, him and Beckett Doan have been great starters.
There's a bouncer to third. Martz comes up with it, gets it over to first. And the Millers put another goose egg up on the board for the Bulldogs in the top of the 5th. Still 7-1. We'll be right back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore.
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. We're moving into the bottom of the fifth. The Millers with a 7-1 lead over the Brownsburg Bulldogs. First of 3 games this week for the Millers. This one actually should have been played last week, but what was it we had last week? We took a day off for some reason. Was that the day it might have rained?
Friday, the one that you set in a 3-hour rain delay.
Oh my, that was something else. Couple games coming up here in a couple days against the Zionsville Eagles, and then it's sectional time, and that is always so exciting here in Hamilton County with all the HCC teams and the way these teams play. It's just a great time.
First up, the Millers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fielder.
Get a chance to get over to Hartman Field.
Aiden Ramsey.
I think we can guarantee you're going to see some good baseball.
Real good baseball.
Aiden Ramsey steps to the plate for his 3rd at bat. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. He's at a base hit. Lined out hard to center field his last time up.
Yeah, he's made good contact tonight. He's seeing the ball coming off. He's starting to see the ball really well. I mean, he come from a hand injury, and
ooh boy, big swing.
It kind of slowed him down here in his senior year, but he's kept a good attitude and has played really well in left field.
The 1-2 from Painter.
That hit him or no? I think it hit him on the when it went off the catcher. Is that what it was? Back at him.
I think you're correct.
Something hit him.
Yeah, I think it hit his elbow pad when it came back. Sky high again. This time Cowgill's coming in from second base. Nope, it's going to be the third baseman, McNear, who's going to get it. When that ball left the bat, I thought it was going to go toward the right side of the field, but ended up going over the left, right to Colin McNear. So Ramsey is retired.
You know, Brad, we've seen 2 fly balls in the infield tonight that it looked like they were never going to come down.
Yeah, they sure did.
That first one especially, I thought,
wow.
Man, we can take a nap.
Chris Martz takes the first pitch for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run in the 3rd. Grounded the 3rd and the 1st. Fouls that one off to the right. In the hole at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch high and outside. Another one fouled back. That evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He was up there 0-2. Joe Glander on deck. That one's bounced foul. Right down to the Miller bullpen. Still 2-2. Miller's with 7 runs and 9 hits. Bulldogs with 1 run and 3 hits. That's high. He goes full. Swings and misses at the outside pitch.
That was a nice job there by Painter.
Fifth strikeout of the night for the Bulldogs.
Now off the pitcher.
And we get the pitcher-pitcher matchup. Joe Glander with a double and a walk. Right at the knees, down the heart of the plate for strike one. Big swing and a miss, strike two.
Painter's kind of settled in here in this inning here.
Yes, he has. That one's fouled off to the right, still 0-2.
He's still throwing a lot of pitches, though, because he's thrown 47 pitches, and, you know, and he's what? This is his second inning, or
It's his third.
third inning?
Yeah, he came in the bottom of the third.
Yeah. And Joe's pitched 5, and he's throwing 64 pitches. So.
Mm-hmm. Strike three is called.
Nice job.
Millers are retired in the bottom of the fifth. Still 7-1. We'll be right back.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
You know, Perry, I was just watching that advertisement for the bed race, and I saw those guys eating those donuts, and I thought, maybe I ought to go.
That'd be a contest you and I could do.
Oh, yeah.
We certainly could not do that bed race. I mean, you need to watch it in person, man. Those guys fly that are pushing that bed. We'd want the job of riding on the bed.
The only problem I'd have, I don't think I'm light enough to ride on the bed.
Yeah, they wouldn't want you.
Well, they get good traction, that's for sure.
They'd have to have them wide grip tires.
Yeah, well inflated, that's for sure. Oh, we better get serious here. We got a ball game to do.
That's right.
Nothing like fun at the old ballpark, right?
Yeah, top of the 6th inning.
We're moving into the top of the 6th. Bulldogs with 1 run and 3 hits. Millers with 7 runs, 9 hits. And the Bulldogs are back to the top of the order. Kenyon Kuntz steps in. Base hit, reached on an error in the third. Did score their one and only run in the first inning.
You want to keep him off the base. I mean,
Yeah.
he can fly around those bases.
Yeah, he had a stolen base his first time up. Joe Glander about to throw his 65th pitch of this game. That's a called strike one. Yeah, the pace of this game after the first inning is really picked up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think in a lot of ways that works really in the favor of the pitcher, too, because they don't have I mean, you know, they want to get the runs, but they don't have a whole lot of time sitting on the bench either.
Absolutely.
1-1 on Kuntz.
Yep.
Now 1-2.
And the one thing I love about Joe Glander is he works pretty quick. I mean,
Yes, he
when
does.
he gets the ball, he don't fool around.
That one's popped up. Who's going to get this?
It looks like
Yep.
Aiden Ramsey.
Aiden Ramsey got under it.
I'd say probably him or Reynolds, either one could have got it, but
Yeah.
it was a lot easier for Ramsey coming in
Yeah, Ramsey
on the
would have.
run.
Ramsey had a much better angle on it.
Yeah, we don't really talk about the outfield as much as we probably should, but Ramsey shot and Tanner Miller have done a great job out there, and Stidham's in there tonight because Miller is not playing tonight. So
Colin McNear steps in. A base hit and a ground out. That one's inside for ball one. You know, the great thing about that bed race is, too, Perry, is if you can't get there, you can watch it here on Hamilton County Television live.
Absolutely.
That will be a fun time.
Oop.
Hopefully the weather's good and get a good crowd out there.
Yeah. Pitcher warming up down in Brownsburg.
Yeah, that's Daniel Phillips down there. That one's fouled off to the right. 2-1 now on Colin McNear.
Phillips has pitched 4.1 innings this season.
Little outside makes it 3-1. Jackson Wagner is on deck.
We're in the top of the 6th inning here. Miller's leading 7-1. Millers have got 9 hits tonight.
Another foul back to the right side. Makes it a full count. Full count pitch on the way from Glander. Bouncer. Martz has got it over to Corbett. And Colin McNear is retired.
2 outs here.
Been a few 5-3 plays already tonight.
Yeah. Infield's got a pretty good workout tonight. The outfield really hasn't had much action tonight.
But you got to credit this Miller's defense in the infield. They've done a great job tonight. And great plays supporting their pitcher.
Yeah.
Got out to an early lead and after giving up a run in the top of the first and haven't let anybody score since. 0-1, 0-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Zach Glander, Trevor Corbett, and Aiden Reynolds coming up for the Millers. Glander steps off the rubber. Glander's ready. Jackson Wagner is, now he's stepping out. Little battle of the psyches there. Now we're all ready. 0-2. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on catcher Jackson Wagner. Another one fouled back. Wagner is the one that started that Trevor Corbett double play back in the first inning.
Yes, it was.
He lined to Corbett, then Corbett
just kind of threw his arm on the base.
Laying on the ground after he caught the ball.
Oh. 2-2.
2-2. Managed to tag first base. Caught Colin McNear leaning. But the way that ball was hit so hard, McNear, he wasn't wrong in what he did.
Oh,
once again, another great defensive play. I mean, he dug that right out of the dirt.
In the backhand.
So the Bulldogs will go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the sticks. Still 7-1. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Well, we're back here at the dunk, going in the bottom of the 6th inning. Score Noblesville 7, Brownsburg 1. Brad and I were talking off the air here just a minute ago on that last play by Trevor Corbett down there. What'd you say, Brad? That was his fourth
Yeah.
unassisted putout in this ball game tonight. And one of those unassisted 4 putouts was a double play.
And we have a pitching change now for the Bulldogs. Up to the mound now is number 15, Daniel Phillips. He is a junior.
Sorry about that.
No problem whatsoever.
Phillips is, I had it here just a minute ago. That's the bad part about it. Phillips has a 4.85 ERA. He's made 3 appearances. And he has thrown 4.1 innings, 7 strikeouts, but he's given up 3 runs and 4 hits.
And he'll be facing Zach Glander, Trevor Corbett, and Aiden Reynolds in that order here in the bottom of the 6th. And we are ready to get back to baseball as Zach Glander steps in for his 3rd at bat. He struck out, had a base hit, stolen a base.
Actually, that base hit, the Millers got 2 RBIs off of it.
Yep, I was just going to say he had 2 RBIs. That one's outside. One and 0 on Zach. That one hits the zone on the outside, evens it up at a ball and a strike. Beautiful night for a ball game. High and outside, 2-1. Evens it up at 2-2. Millers are either 3 outs or 4 runs away from sweeping the series here from the Bulldogs. Oops, that one, did that get him or not?
No.
Close. He almost kind of jumped out of the way like it had nicked him, but he didn't start moving toward first. Glander hits that one out of play to the right. I'd like to thank our technical crew. Who all have we got here tonight, Perry? I know we got August.
And Jim.
That's strike 3 on Zach Glander.
Good job on the first batter there.
Yeah.
For Phillips. Miller's coming back to the top of the order here.
Corbett officially is 1 for 2. Did pick up a walk in the 2nd inning. Scored the first run of the night for the Millers. Like to also thank Nick, running one of the cameras here tonight. And of course, as you said earlier, our chief cook and bottle washer, Jim Wofford, Mr. Everything. That one's bounced to short. Greathouse picks it up. Nice stretch there by the first baseman, Phillips. Well, it's not the first baseman, Phillips.
It's Jarvis.
It's Ty Jarvis there now.
Aiden Reynolds coming to the plate here for the Millers.
Shortstop, Aiden Reynolds.
Reynolds bounces that one. That's going to be a foul ball. Just about a foot or so out of bounds. 7-1 here, 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Millers with 2 big innings so far in this game. They gave up one run to the Bulldogs in the top of the first. Came back in the bottom of the first and scored 5, and then 2 more in the third for a total of 7 runs, 9 hits. Bulldogs with 1 run and 3 hits. There's a well-hit ball. Bostic going after it, the center fielder. Nope, not quite enough. So the Millers go in order in the 6th. We're moving to the 7th. We'll be right back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that this will be Brownsburg coach Dan Roman's last visit to Dunker Field. Dan retiring at the end of the season.
He's had a great career.
Yeah, spent time at Lawrence Central, over at Carmel, and I got to know him a little bit over 20 years ago. At a first time I ever met the man was at a semi-state game down at Bossy Field in Evansville, and one of the good guys. He will be missed. Done a great job wherever he's been.
Glander will come in here throwing, but the one great thing about it is Glander's only thrown 80 pitches here.
Yeah, he's done he's.
You know, Brad, we've been talking all evening about some of the defense and some of the plays of this right side of the infield, but it wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had the injury to McCoy Falk, who is a senior. And,
yeah.
And he got injured, and he was a great infielder for the Millers, and had played many different positions. And it started, Zach probably would not have got the opportunity to play as much baseball as he has. So, you know, it's one of those things that all coaches always talk about. It's the next man up, and
yeah,
that's exactly what the young freshman's done. And moving Trevor over to first base has really helped a lot. So.
You know, sometimes fate is rather fickle.
Yeah.
1-0, now 1-1.
Yeah, I want to thank Rich Champion and Leo Woodridge for giving us this opportunity as athletic department to broadcast. Nice catch over there by, guess who? Trevor
I think
Corbett.
That might be Trevor Corbett again. He's had that kind of a game. And speaking of Rich Champion, look who's just walking in the door.
He walked in, and we were thanking him for all the great hospitality, because we, you know, at Hamilton County TV always take the approach that, you know, we are guests.
They always make us feel welcome.
And they always make us feel welcome, and we truly enjoy working with them.
This is Ethan Cowgill.
One out here.
Yep, he struck out twice, both times swinging. That evens the count at one ball and a strike. So we'll be back here Wednesday night. 6:30 is the start time, I believe.
And that should be a whale of a game.
Oh, yeah, with Zionsville.
I'm telling you, Zach Glander he is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah. Ran into a little bit of trouble in the first, but after that, that's a foul ball just by an eyelash.
You know, Glander will be playing at John Logan next year, and I was looking the other day. I mean, they have a fantastic. They've won over 45 games this season.
Wow.
So. So that'll be a great program for Joe because he works very, very hard. Second out here.
The 1-2 is a swing and a miss.
And the 6th strikeout for Joe Glander.
Yep. And the Bulldogs are down to their last out. He has not faced more than 4 batters in any inning. He's gone 3 up, 3 down 3 times.
Oh, he's pitched one whale of a ball game,
yeah.
man. There's no doubt about that. Man.
Well, he got a break there in the first inning.
Oh, yeah.
When Corbett made that fantastic play for the double play.
And that's why this is a team game, right, Brad?
Yes, sir.
Nice pitch, 1-2.
It isn't a group of 9 players. It's a team of 9 players.
Yes. And
Bulldogs down to their last strike. That's a little outside.
A little outside.
Well, unless something drastically changes here, the Millers
Oh, we hope not.
and the
We're this
Eagles.
far along.
Yeah.
There it
That's
is.
not going to change. So the Millers and the Eagles are tied for second place right now in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference.
And Glander's 7th strikeout.
Yep. Your thoughts on the game, Perry?
Well, I think it was a great played game. I really thought the Miller infield played exceptionally well, and Trevor Corbett did another great job over there at first base. That's about all I got, Brad. And we'll see you here Wednesday night for a big game against the Zionsville Eagles.
On behalf of Perry Williams, our technical crew, and everybody else who's made this broadcast possible, I'm Brad Silbert. Good night from Dunker Field.